Hey y'all, this is Elizabeth. Welcome back to Bookshelf of Opinions. That was out of order.
That was out of order. Kind of threw me for a loop. This is Hannah, and also welcome back to Bookshelf of Opinions. If we're doing it like this, I don't
You
know.
know that you know that Kardashian audio that's like, um, how does it start? It's like,
I don't know.
we're back. Did you miss us? Because we
We
missed
missed
you.
you.
I always want to do that. But I'm like, no one's gonna get the reference.
I,
I also still have allergies, so I need to hold this. So ignore the awkward voice. How's
I
your day going, Hannah?
my day's going great. It
Good.
honestly, she's been a 10 out of 10 day.
What makes your day a female?
I don't know. I think I always just refer to things in the female of like she's doing like it's like in cars. Like or with cars, how you always just like they're cars are females. I think
Both.
that's in boats. I think that's just like my days just because I'm female. My
Makes
day
sense.
is inherently female
There's
because
no rhyme or reason why I
I'm the
asked.
one
Just
living my day. I know, but I've never actually had to think about
yeah.
it till now. And so then you got me thinking. I'm like, it's for sure because it's my day and I'm living it. Therefore, because I am female, my day is female.
Nice.
What
What have
about
you
you?
been? Sorry.
How was your day? No, we just talked about mine. How was
Oh,
your
my
day?
day's been good. It was a good first day back to work after spring break.
Oh
It's a pretty
yeah.
solid day. The weather's nice.
The weather was, it threw me off though. Leaving this morning, I was like, I need a light coat. And then leaving work, I was like, I'm sweating. What
Yeah,
it was disgusting.
it was quite interesting. What have you been listening to?
Oh, I thought you were going to go to reading because that's what you asked, and then you switched to listening to. I have been listening to my um Windows Down Screaming playlist, my worship playlist. Nothing really like in particular has been standing out. Um, Mainly just go cycling through my different playlists, my Monkey Farm Jams playlist.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just cycling through different playlists. What about you? What have you been
Nice.
listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac. No surprise.
Great choice.
Um, in particular, I've been listening to Everywhere and Gypsy. And the reason I realized I had this little psychoanalysis thing, I've realized
Mhm.
I listen to Gypsy when I feel sad, even though it's not a sad song. I
Okay.
listen to Gypsy to make myself feel better because at the Stevie Nicks concert I went to with my mom and my friend Sam, um, Stevie Nicks, before she said, I feel like I can't call her Stevie. That would be, I mean, I
Mhm.
would want to, but I feel like it's going to sound
She
awkward.
deserves the respect of a full name.
Yes. She was talking about before she started singing Gypsy. She was like, because sometimes she's like, it's a song to like go back to who you are. And she's like, sometimes when I get lost in myself, you pull your mattress on your bed and you sprinkle the little paper flowers, and they say that in the song and everything. And then like, and you leave the windows open and you just go back to finding yourself again. So that's why I listen to Gypsy. I realized because it's just
Aww.
like, oh, okay, I just need to recenter myself into who I am. I feel like that sounds way more mature than it actually is, but
Oh, it's actually very mature sentiment.
um, in case if you ever need to find yourself something, it's just like feeling like, oh, okay, oh, I feel like me again. Gypsy's what does it for me.
There you
So,
go.
what have you been reading?
I'm
We can talk about this
so
together.
glad you asked. Um, Fearless by Lauren Roberts. What have you been reading?
Fearless by Lauren Roberts. Me and Hannah are like two chapters apart from each other, which is
It,
so convenient.
it really is. I read about 250 pages today.
Oh, she's a reader.
Like consecutive, I gave it a solid 6 hours of reading, I would say. I'm scared
Yeah.
because some things of like her little four truths and a lie, or four truths
Uh,
and a some of those truths have been confirmed.
yeah.
Not all of them,
No. No.
but it's just I think you said like every page when we were texting, like every
Yeah.
page has you scared.
Yeah.
Every page. And there's some things, some chapters are happening, and I'm for sure like, I don't want to spoil anything yet
No.
for
Yeah.
people. I want next week to be our spoiler
Yeah.
episode. But
But it for sure.
there
Sorry.
was
Go
for
ahead.
sure one particular chapter, the second major event that
Yes.
happened at the end of the trek when it was like the big crazy moment happened, for sure thought one of the things on her list was going to come true.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
that.
I'm impressed by your signing.
I can kind of.
Oh, I know. I'm just impressed how fast you can do it.
And I made sure I was off camera so that way people
Mhm.
couldn't see. For sure thought that was gonna happen. I'm so sorry, guys. We're being vague for a little bit.
We are.
But then I was like, "No," because I know a later chapter that still has to be true.
Yeah.
Um, so it's got me a little scared and back and forth, especially for chapter 43.
Yeah.
Whatever chapter 43 is.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts and takes so far?
I I texted Hannah this. I said, "I'm not fearless to continue reading Fearless." Like, I'm genuinely so scared. Like, I
Mhm.
started it, and, like, I'm doing my tabs in pink and green, so much the color and everything, and then
Aw.
I'll just have you look.
Say, I wanna
Blue
see your tabs.
blue are like, "What the crap is
Oh, your
happening?"
book looks so pretty, though. I'm not tapping or highlighting anything.
Blue is like, "What?
Yeah.
What?" Mhm.
Mhm.
So, I fear I'm gonna
There's
have
some
more
certain chapters I got even more.
I fear I'm gonna have more blue. That's gonna
Mhm.
happen. But it really like, I'm very happy the way we started like, considering our circumstances, I'm happy the way it started off
Mhm,
and
mhm,
everything.
mhm.
I just, like Hannah said, I'm scared at every turn of the page. Like, there isn't you have no rest.
No, I'll say the one thing I do like so far, and I don't feel like this is too much of a spoiler, is the all multitude of relationships and, like, friendships and
Mhm.
all that being mended.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
I think we're getting a lot of closure, and it's hard because 'cause I'm realizing this is, like, the
Yeah.
end, so it makes sense we're starting to get
No,
closure on
yeah,
things, specifically whatever I told you just happened when I finished reading today,
yeah.
and so it makes sense we're getting this closure, but I don't want
I
this
don't want
closure
it,
yet.
but I also, I need
But
answers.
I'm also glad she's giving us closure now, and there's not a rush ending of everything happening at the very end of the book,
Yeah,
and, like, she's
and
gradually
Fearless
helping us
is a
get there.
significantly bigger book
Yeah, it
than
is.
Reckless and Powerless.
'Cause Reckless is thinner than
It
Powerless.
is. It is.
And because Reckless was what, 300 pages?
Yeah.
And Powerless was, like, a little bit
Yeah.
more?
And
But
this isn't a spoiler, but Reckless kind of takes place in one consecutive, not week, but it's a shorter
it's
time frame.
yes.
That's why it is I feel like it's shorter.
It's constantly moving,
Yes.
whereas Fearless, similar to Powerless, has a lot of good stop-start
Mhm.
moments. I mean, the story is continuous,
Yeah.
but there's breaks in time, and then there's a
Yeah.
couple of, like,
Oh,
"Oh, we can
okay.
pause for a moment,"
Yeah.
even though we don't want to pause, but there's a
Yeah.
pause, and
And I never feel this when I read, I will stop mid-chapter and, put my bookmark here,
oh, I will not stop
I don't
mid-chapter.
stop at chapters. With this book, I will not stop mid-chapter. I have to end at chapters, because I'm and I don't know why, but I think it's because I need to just,
So much is
"Okay,
happening,
we
and the
finished."
chapters are so concise.
Yes, I'm like, "Okay, we need to finish this chapter. Okay, now let me just take." But I've multiple times been like, "Okay, let me just sit and breathe for a moment."
Mhm.
Like, I haven't felt this it kind of reminds me of, Throne of Glass kind of anticipation of a book.
Mm, I see that.
Like, I wanna say Empire of Storms I'm kind of feeling like more Kingdom of Ash because it's the finale, but it's kinda like,
But it's like
"Oh,
the
okay."
mix of everything is happening, but
Mhm.
also we have to get to the end.
Yeah. So next week, we'll both probably because we're now just both halfway or a little bit more than halfway.
Oh, the second we stop recording, I will be reading, and then if
Yeah.
not, I will finish it probably tomorrow at work. Actually, no, I
Yeah.
won't finish it at work because I don't wanna cry, but
Well, don't give me spoilers.
I won't.
Um, I hopefully will go home and do school and then read.
Because 'Cause we're
Yeah,
productive queens.
we try. So, but this is our Easter episode because it's coming out the day before Easter.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Just
so
episode.
what are the best spring movies to you? Spring, Easter.
Um, I don't really have an answer. Like, I've looked at these questions and tried to think of answers, and I know, like, we touched on it last week, but, like, it's not spring or Easter per se, but, like, I always watch New Girl in the spring.
Mhm.
But, like, I'm sure you're gonna say stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so good," but I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I don't
was.
have an
Yeah,
answer.
I was trying to think of something. I was like, is there really Easter movies? Like, there's Hop,
Mhm.
and I love Hop because I
Which is
love
obviously yeah.
James Morrison. Like, I
God, James
love
Marsden.
him. Um, But then I love Peter Rabbit, like the newer one. Like
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
love Peter Rabbit. I think it's very fun. But okay, to me, an Easter movie, which also dubs as a Christmas movie because we oftentimes watch it as a Christmas movie, is still Magnolias.
yeah. Hmm.
But I think that's because it starts and it ends in Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, but that's also like an extremely personal family movie for my
Yeah.
whole family. But I mean, it's a sad Easter movie. But it's
Mm-hmm.
also it could be multiple holidays because it covers a magnitude of them.
But spring feels like a good starting point for it.
Yeah. Um, and then Rise of the Guardians is what I thought because of the
Oh,
Easter Bunny. But
also
again,
there.
multiple holidays.
Yes.
Um, but then I was just thinking about spring movies that make me think spring. I was
Crazy Rich
like,
Asians.
oh, interesting. To me, I'm like, that's summer.
It's to me, I know it takes place, I'm sure, over the summer. It's spring break.
Nice.
Maybe it is their spring break. Her spring break. I don't know. Either way, to me, it's a springy movie.
Yeah. Interesting. I okay, 27 Dresses reminds me of the spring.
Mm,
I also again, James Marsden.
hmm
But I love 27 Dresses. Like I think I've said this before, like that is my go-to. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. For some reason,
Oh, I see that as a spring.
because it's not a spring break because he's taking the day off, but I
Yeah.
think of that as
I see that
spring.
as spring.
Yeah. And then Pride and Prejudice. So
Which this is also kind of like a Pride and Prejudice episode because
yeah.
it'll be back in theaters also the
On
day
Eas
after this comes out on Easter. Is it only on Easter? Or is it
No, it's Easter, and then it's throughout that whole week until Wednesday, and then we'll be back in theaters May 17th and 18th.
okay?
I've done my research because I'm trying to figure out the best date.
I figured because I want to go see it in theaters,
Yeah.
but I didn't know when it was going to
And
be.
then the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith Star Wars will be
Hmm
out next week too as well. The Bee
Yes,
movie. It's a spring movie.
I've never actually seen the B movie. Fun fact.
Really? I actually don't like the Bee movie.
I
It feels
all
like
the
it's
social
weird.
media stuff that like I don't know. It just meh, I
Yeah.
never really watched it.
Sound of Music.
Mm,
It's a good one. Good spring movie. Okay, I feel like we've already talked about this, but spring books.
um, I feel like we talked about it last week. Carrie Soto is back, but I also put that on the fact I read it in spring.
Yeah, I think that determines like a lot. What like I think that's
A lot happens, but it feels like the beginning, like
yeah.
maybe I don't know. But that's also because I read it last March, so for sure it's a
Yeah.
springy movie or book. I don't know what other like spring books.
I mean, I think I said this last time. Any Emily Henry book, I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's spring. I always think Daisy Jones and the Six, just I think because the TV show came out in March,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why. Oh, I really want to read Magnolia Parks.
You
Okay,
should.
so that's what when I finish Fearless, I have two other books I need to read that are on my list, and then I'm gonna buy Magnolia Parks, the whole set or series, I guess.
I still need to read. I've only read the first two.
I just remember you were like, these books.
They're so
And
good.
I'm like, okay, I
I've
need to read
just
them.
read Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, and I need to get the rest of them.
And I know nothing about them, and I wanted to stay that way.
They're so.
Like, and I've strictly stayed like I don't want to know anything.
Oh, also, Once Upon a Broken Heart, a good spring book to me.
Never finished the series.
Yeah, I know,
Just can't do it.
but it's a good spring book.
Yeah, and you have Chestnut Springs. I always think of spring because I read them last spring.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest. This is just a book moment to rant about. Elsie Silver's third book of her Rose Hill, her third cowboy romance
Mm-hmm.
series came. Wildcard came out. I said I was reading that, and it came out like March or whatever. Because before that, okay, she has 3 series, and then they're all intermixed. Like you have overlapping characters, so they all take place in Canada but in different places. I feel like I have to give a preference when I read this. So technically has what even is the first series?
I do not
I
know
don't
the
know,
answer to
but
that.
that one is more like jockey and derby racing. Okay, and I forget what series that is called. People are gonna people. if I said this on like someone heard this, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you don't know." But then she has Chestnut Springs, which I love, which is set in like those are like cowboys, bull riders, like love them. Okay, then Rose Hill series will have 4 books, but there's only 3 out, and that is like a mix, but it's more okay. This is going to be very exposing. All of the Rose Hill. This is gonna. I don't know why this is embarrassing for me to say.
You're the
All
one who's
I
bringing it
know
up and choosing to talk about
I
it,
want
mind
to
you.
rant about it. Okay.
Okay, then keep ranting. No
All of
embarrassment.
those tropes for the Rose Hill series is all single dad. So all of it is like each love interest is a dad. Okay. But here's my rant. Wild Love, which just came out. No. Wild Card. No.
You just said
Wild
wild card.
Eyes. Okay, because they all start with wild. It goes Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Wild Side.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. These are your books,
I'm getting
Elizabeth.
very frustrated for a moment.
I can tell.
Wild Side. Okay, yes.
I was like, say, look it up for a second.
I know the new one coming out in September is Wild Card.
Got you.
Because wow, that really frustrated me. Sorry, that probably sounded like a rant. Okay, Wild Side I did not enjoy because technically was not single dad. Not that it has to be, but it doesn't follow along with the trope. And because he like technically legally had custody over the kid, but the girl he fell in love with, it was her nephew, and for some reason the mom didn't give her custody over the kid. Anyways, that will just explain the whole plot. But anyways, it bothers me because I have such high expectations for these authors because I love all of their books, and then I read it and I was like, this wasn't like all the others, and it feel like I don't know how to explain it, and that's why I'm like, oh, like I feel disappointed.
It just hits different. Like there's that one that you're like, oh, I love this, and then you read that and you're like, oh, it's just not the same.
Yeah, and there's definitely I can look back at books now that when I first started getting back into reading, I'm like, those actually weren't 5 stars, and I give them 5 stars. I was like, I was just caught up in the hype of them all. I was like, I didn't actually love that book, you know. Anyways, I was just disappointed in Wild Side. It bothers me.
It's okay.
But I think because the dude had long hair. I think that's really what it did. He had long, straight hair, and I am not about long, straight hair.
Oh no.
On someone, but if it's wavy or curly, okay.
And a respectable length.
Yeah,
there's such thing as too long.
And he was a wrestler, and it was.
Oh no, that's.
It was. Sorry, I'm just going to the plot, but anyway, I don't know what I got on. But
I don't either.
It bothered me. Okay,
it's okay. It's a lot. You're allowed for it to bother you.
I know.
We give you permission.
Okay. I feel like we're just flying through, and I'm trying to like.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're also recording this later than we normally do because
we yapped for a long time before recording.
And sometimes we're like, okay, let's record it, and then we're gonna talk, and we're really good about it.
Well, today we chose to be good, and we ate dinner first.
We did eat dinner,
and then we yapped.
Yeah.
And then Elizabeth was like, if we don't record, we'll keep talking, and then we won't record. And I'm like, no, that's so real. And now I feel like I could fall asleep.
Yeah.
Anyways, and this is not going to be a 20-minute episode, though, so we're going to push through.
Yeah.
Maybe they want 20-minute episodes.
I know. I'm kind of okay. I had the idea. Couldn't go to bed last night, and then I had the idea. I was like, what if because you know how we do Q&As? I was like, what if we left our like question box open and people could just give us a roast and we could read them out loud? But I was like, no, it's gonna be our family, and I don't think I can do that.
That would be such a little roast episode. Would be so cute.
I'm not secure enough.
Yeah,
and I'm even more not insecure, but I'm even more protective of the podcast. Like, I'm like,
yeah, I don't want no, this is not a podcast roast. This is a Hannah and Elizabeth roast, obviously.
But I still don't want, like, I don't know. In my
head,
still don't
want that.
It's just going to get so many views, but then I was like, no, we can't do it. We can't do it.
They can do it, and we can just read them on our Instagram, and then we can laugh at them.
I'll be crying, but okay.
I'll be laughing. Everything is a compliment.
Exactly. I'm like, then I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, what are people gonna say? I don't know, but that's what I was thinking about. So,
oh, okay. I don't know.
I meant to say that I'm not in the right brain space to be doing this.
It's okay. All right, Easter's coming. What is your favorite art?
So Easter will be tomorrow by the time you listen to this, if you listen to this on the day it comes out.
Yes.
If not, Easter is April 20th, all right?
Yeah. What is your favorite Easter dish? I'm jumping around because I feel like I want to do short answers.
Okay.
And then we can elaborate later.
I love grape salad, green bean casserole, and potato salad. What about you?
Ham, deviled eggs, green stuff.
Okay. Heck to the no on the deviled eggs. Sorry.
I
love banana pudding.
A plate of deviled eggs. Like, give them to me. Oh my god. I down them things like there ain't no tomorrow. Oh, I need to hard boil some eggs tonight so I can take hard boiled eggs. I love eggs. And then green stuff. Have you ever had Grammy's green stuff?
I've had green stuff. I don't know if I've had I don't know if you have your family's green stuff.
My family's green stuff is superior.
I've had green stuff.
It's Cool Whip, pineapple chunks, and lime jello. So good.
I do not care for eggs in the capacity of I will only eat them if they're fried or I like poached eggs. I have a really hard time. I'll eat some scrambled eggs, but I have a hard time because it's the texture.
See, scrambled eggs are the one thing I'm like, meh.
Yes.
Like, I'll eat, I love them, I'll eat them. But I'd rather have a runny egg or a deviled egg or a hard-boiled egg.
I don't like hard-boiled at all. Smells awful. I hate the texture. It just tastes all rubbery.
Speaking of, I'm just gonna go ahead and text my dad and ask if he'll hard boil some eggs if we have eggs that can be hard boiled tonight. So sorry, guys.
So that answers the next question of your least favorite. I'm a no on the eggs.
I don't know. Is turkey a traditional?
I feel like
Easter
it's normally
thing?
ham.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I don't know if I really have. Easter is one of those things I don't think. I used to be such a picky eater, and now there is no food I will not eat. I mean, there's food I will not eat, but like
I was about to say
Easter, there is no food that is not touchable. Oh, sweet potato souffle.
Oh yeah. Okay, the sweet potato souffle, and then you have green bean casserole. It's so good.
Mac and cheese.
And what I like about that is that then you can have it on Thanksgiving too.
Mm-hmm.
The duality.
The one thing this is not my least favorite. It's my least favorite because of how time consuming it is. But also one of my favorites is my Easter cookies. They just take so dang long to make.
Hannah made me Easter cookies last year.
I got to make them again this year. I got to figure out how to do it with Lily's birthday being Good Friday. I think I got to bake Thursday and decorate Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most stressful things because it's like she's a process, but they're so good.
They are good.
Anyways, I don't know. I don't think I have a least favorite food.
I mean, mine would just be deviled eggs.
I'm sure I do, and my family would listen. And they'd be like, "Actually, you don't like blah, blah, blah." I'll get back to y'all next week.
Actually, Hannah hates Easter.
Actually, Easter, for the longest time, has always been my favorite holiday.
I love Easter.
Like, I guess
like you get an Easter dress. I mean, I'm an outfit repeater. I re-wear Easter dresses, but I love you dress nice and your pastels.
I will re-wear Easter dresses after Easter, but Easter is a debut dress typically. But that's, again, it kind of ties into like favorite memory, but not fully favorite memory. I guess more tradition is growing up is my dad's parents would take me and my sister, and they would technically and my cousin, and they would technically take like the boys, but to get like new dress shirts or whatever. But it was mainly taking the girls, and we would get to pick out a new Easter dress.
That's cute.
And it was like a whole big thing of like we'd go to Dillard's and Belk's, and like we'd go to like all the like at the time like fancy stores of like, oh, we're getting a dress from Belk's, and like my grandparents would buy us our cute little Easter dress, and so like they had a little bit of a say in it. It can't be too short, and it can't be like all the whatever. But I'm like, we're kids and then teenagers, like we don't need any of that. It's Easter, and yeah, because like I remember the one year I wanted like a blouse and pants or shorts or something, and I got blouse and shorts, I want to say, a romper. That's what I ended up with, a romper. And my Grammy was like, I mean, what's the point of it? It's one thing and it's shorts and a tank top. Just get a dress. And I'm like, good Grammy, I want this. And she's like, and my people was like, okay. And just like swiped his card. I was like, thanks.
I love it's
It's just the fashion is just so
it's the
fashiony.
color, and then you have like the different colored polos and patterns, and then you have like the ruffles. I just love it all.
I'm kind of debating this dress now. I
Why?
don't know if it's too fall colory.
No, I don't think. I think the one. I don't want.
The brown is too much.
Oh, the blue. I think does really well.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll see. I also kind of like. Anyways, that's a
Alright.
side conversation.
You'll see
But
her Easter dresses at some point.
yeah, but then no, that's like favorite tradition slash was always the Easter dress shopping. Like the family would always go to my grandparents. I'm just segueing into that.
Oh,
Um, used to be like sometimes we'd go to sunrise service at my Peepaws church, and then we'd go back to our own church for church, and then we'd go back up to their house for Easter lunch. And then, like the past like 2 years, 3 years, we've had some changes in traditions, and there's
yeah.
still like big family lunch though after
Mhm.
church, and it's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
It's good.
Hmm. What about y'all? Like, what's y'all's traditions and
Well, this doesn't really happen anymore because we're all like adults and you choose your own stuff now. But like you shop for
oh, the
yourself.
Easter baskets?
So our Easter baskets, we would all like our normal tradition was you always get a new summer beach pool towel and a swimsuit because like also we were kids. So my mom had us say when we
Hmm.
swimsuits, and so I always looked forward to that 'cause I was like your swimsuit for the summer.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cute.
and so now I'm like, and you get like goggles. So I'm like, oh, I want to do that when I have kids.
Our Easter basket was a movie for the family. And
Oh,
so, like, I remember the year High School Musical 3 came out on DVD or Blu-ray and DVD, like, that was what we got. And then it was usually some form of, like, new shoes,
mm,
and then the candy
yeah.
galore.
Yeah. We always had like, like the silver or golden egg that you do money in. I started a couple years ago, we would do like an egg toss with like raw
Mm,
eggs, and then sometimes, okay, because I love dressing up for Easter, I want to stay in my Easter clothes as long as possible. And I know that's probably not ideal to stay in a dress as long as possible. Like it's not super comfortable. So I don't want to change out of something
yeah.
and stuff. So it's really hard for me. So I've stopped participating. But oh well.
We don't do anything like that.
Um, oh, 1 year though, this is actually hilarious. So we had our friends over, Hayes and Eva. They don't listen to this, but um, Eva and my little sister Lily were the same age, and so me and Caroline and Hayes, so we were all probably about like 14 at the time, I think, and we were in charge of doing the Easter egg hunt. And this was like, I'm sure you've heard this, and it was like, I we were like, okay, we get to hide. We got to put all the candy in the eggs, and then we got to hide the eggs. No, we didn't hide the eggs. We just got to put the candy in the eggs. That's what our job. And we were like, it'd be so funny if we took all the candy out of the eggs and put like candy wrappers and just like crap, like we put dog food in the eggs, and then we put like other random things, like a cotton ball. Like nothing had candy in it. Maybe two had candy, and we stored all the candy for ourselves. And we're like, oh, this is gonna be so funny. Lily and Eva are gonna find this hilarious.
They did not.
No, no, they did not at all. And it was like it was funny to us because they would be like, "Oh my gosh, I think it's jelly beans," and be like, "Dog kibble," and I was like, "Yes, this is amazing." And then we got in trouble, rightfully so, and had to just give our candy back. But it was very fun. When we were younger, our friends had a huge Easter party, and each kid was assigned a number, and they had each kid had the same amount of eggs, and you all of your eggs had like my number could have been 3. So I only got the eggs that had 3 on them, and so that was fun. So like
Hmm.
everyone's like searching the yard, and you could only find those eggs.
I mean, that's sweet.
I mean, it was like with tons of family.
I say
So
there's a lot. I like the competition of Easter of like when we were little because my grandparents' church they would do a big Easter egg hunt
mhm,
for all the kids after church. But then like because my grandparents like because my grandpa's the pastor,
mhm.
so they had a pastor's house and or whatever I don't know whatever they're called,
Yeah.
and they hid the golden egg, which had if you got that you got the massive like 5 pound chocolate bunny, no cash, but the massive chocolate bunny.
I wouldn't want that.
When you're 5 or 6, that's what you want. Okay. If there was cash, no one told me there was cash. I just knew giant chocolate bunny. That's what I'm going after. And so they hid the golden egg like behind the HVAC unit at my grandparents' house. And because all the parents are telling their kids, they're like, this is like, that's Pastor Keith's house. Like, we don't go to Mr. and Mrs. Davenport's house. Like, don't go over there. But obviously, it's my grandparents' house. And like, to all me and my cousins were like, it's Grammy and Peepaw's house. Of course, we're going to go scour their yard because, of course, that's where they're going to put eggs. And when I tell you, I charged and I found that golden egg and I got that chocolate Easter bunny that was like the size of me at that time. Oh, that is my peak favorite, like, Easter memory. Like, I hold on to that because I had been wanting that for years. And by years, I mean like probably 2 years because I couldn't have remembered the Easter egg hunt before I was like 3, and I was like 5 or 6 at this time. But for those like those 3 or 4 years, that was my Easter goal. And did I fulfill that Easter goal? Heck yeah, I did. And like, now our Easter egg hunt is like, my mom will leave like little clues around the house of like, to help us find wherever she's hidden our Easter basket of whatever it is now, which is usually just like candy and like a new something that we've wanted. Which is weird to me that we get like things on Easter.
I agree. I'm still like,
but I'm also like, I love it. I'm here for it.
My mom asked me the other day, she's like, oh, do you want this? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, great, it would be in your Easter basket. I was like, score.
I'll take it. A win is a win. But I'm like, I love the little like Easter egg hunt of like, she'll leave clues and we have to like run all around the house trying to find it. Because like last Easter, my parents weren't here. And so they were like, had us going all over. And Lily and I were like calling them and we're like, we got to the last clue and we don't know where it is. They're like, look in the black bag. And we're like, but we don't want to go through your bags, because they had hidden a bag in their closet. We're like, we don't want to go through your stuff. Like, they're like, it's obvious. And it was like literally a bag sitting on like a little table in their closet, like very plain as day, like half zipped open so we could see. We have
You're acting too innocent.
We had an Easter chicken. It's like, what stuffed, I don't know how to.
Cool.
I think, I don't know who said it, but one of us kids said Easter bunny bok bok. And so then now we have an Easter chicken that comes out. And like, it was there. It was like very much obvious. We were like, we don't want to go through all your things. And they're like, open it. And we're like, oh, thank y'all so much. Anyways.
That's sweet. Last year, my mom, she hid a bunch of eggs that had like symbols on them, and it was like, oh, you got like $50, or there'd be like gift cards.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and so I was like, I got like a Texas Roadhouse gift card, a Zaxby's gift card. Like, I got.
God, that's good.
No, I know. So this year, I'm like, you better doing the same thing, woman. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I call my mom woman, but you know, I'm like, oh no, we want it and stuff. But last year, Hannah spent Easter with me for just a little bit.
I did. I got to go eat.
Yeah.
And watch the chaos of the hunt.
Yeah, that is true. I forgot you were there. I was wearing a mid-length dress, and Caroline tackled me, and I nearly flashed my whole family.
It was such a cute dress.
Thank you. I feel like it honestly kind of hit me weird. It was kind of too short to be mid-length, but maybe it's just what I was wearing with it.
I was also, but I think with the heels it worked.
Yeah, I like the black version better, but I was going to wear it, but then I was like, oh, I'm not going to wear black on Easter. I feel like that's not.
You are, well, no, I was going to say you're mourning his death, but if anything, that's what you should wear on Friday, is black.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
Huh.
Live, laugh, love Easter.
Yeah. Oh, I do love decorating Easter eggs, though. I will not be eating them, but I do love decorating the eggs.
Oh, also update, we do have eggs that I can boil, so I will actually be boiling eggs after this, guys. I love being weird. Not weird, unique.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you know those things.
I really, honestly, this sounds so bad. I have nothing else to add.
I don't either, so I'm trying to think of what else could we.
I'm also like, is this a 33-minute episode?
Should we just give people what they want? A little holiday break?
A little break. And by the time we sign off and we're awkward and we talk about this, if we should end this, we'll reach time pretty quick.
Let us know if you want to do a roast about us. A Sunday roast.
Yep, just like that. And then also, if you like the shorter episodes.
No, it's not. I will say I was definitely not. I was not on point when trying to come up with what we were going to talk about.
No, you still did good and gave us a direction.
Like, oh, but then I also
honestly, my brain is still kind of in a fearless mode.
I am too.
As much as I love you, want to just read Fearless right now.
I know. Me too. I want to go home, do school, take a shower, read Fearless.
Amen.
And also, this is not a spoiler because by now you should have already read Reckless. All right. Mm-hmm. So we're fine. I feel like that's kind of our thing. If the
Mhm.
book's already been out and the next one's out,
Oh, for
you're fine.
sure.
Okay. Peyton having short hair as a female main character in a
It's
fantasy series
amazing.
is so, I don't want to say empowering, that's such weird, but like I finally feel seen because I have wanted short hair. I've always had short hair for like my entire life. Like loved. I mean, I went through the senior year of having long hair, and that was a mistake. We all know that.
Which is so ironic because I went short hair senior year. Anyways,
But and everyone, like all the main characters have these long, luscious hair because they're warriors battling in this time, and her having short hair, I'm like, bless you, Lauren Roberts, for making me feel seen. What?
I was thinking of the hair scene in this book.
No. No, 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 no.
Anyways.
But anyways, because I always write my female characters to have short hair because I just, you think of yourself. I'm like, oh, they can't be fantasies, they have short hair, but I'm like, no, they can be. I take it back. They can be.
I'm so sorry.
I know, you're taking away from my moment, bro.
I know.
I'm kidding.
No, but I'm glad you get the empowering moment and that it's Lauren Roberts and since you've been with her from the beginning.
Yeah. She responds to my comments on TikTok. I feel like I just need to. But since the beginning, before the books even came out, she was just an influencer.
No. Sorry. Because I was reading this while at work and like had kids, middle schoolers around, I haven't fully processed my feelings and emotions on things. And so then now sitting here, I'm like remembering everything I read. And it's a lot.
It was a lot.
I'm trying not to cry.
Yeah.
It just made me
It's just
sad.
live, laugh, love, fearless.
It's like we grew up with it and now we've grown up.
Yeah, when I think about it,
like Powerless is like kind of also what kickstarted us. Like Bookshelf of Opinions. It was pretty close to that time of she was part of our early rants of everything was her.
Yeah. No, I have a picture of me finishing Fearless. I was in Texas.
Reckless. No, Powerless.
Powerless. I also finished Reckless in Texas as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I was visiting my grandma in February of 2022. Because we had to wait a long time to get Reckless. And I had a silver nose ring. That's how long ago it was. My nose ring was silver.
Wow.
That shows how long ago it was.
The jewelry evolution.
Sorry, that's no one else is gonna understand that besides. But like, I was like, because I just gotten the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, crazy! I can't wait to because I just reorganized my books, and so I can't wait to reorganize them now with Fearless.
I need to reorganize because I added Fearless. The regular version is up there, which the flowers are way more pink and not dead. But on the special edition, they're like dead.
Yeah.
The roses.
The roses. We have flowers defining every book. Forget-me-nots. Poppies. Roses.
And now, like, because I'm finally realizing the flowers and then the significance of the roses so far.
Yeah, when the cover makes sense, you're like, oh.
And then when on one version of the cover the roses are alive and well, and on another version of the cover they're actively wilting and dead.
Yeah, so it's a little bit interesting,
especially with what roses symbolize in the book.
So far, what we know about them, a little bit fun.
Anyways, on that note, I say we go read. And by we, I mean we all go. So if you're listening to this, go pick up a book and read.
Take some time for yourself.
And we'll see you next week.
Enjoy your Easter.